Hi guys, welcome to my PowerPoint presentation. Today I'm going to be talking about California and its place in history of art and culture. Today I'm going to be mostly focusing on California and the history of film because I thought that was very interesting. So let's get started. So when it came to the beginning of films, it actually didn't start in California. It actually started in early studios actually were in New York. However, according to Star on page 274, in the winter of 1907 through 1908, Siglig director Francis Boggs and cameraman Thomas Persis needing good weather and trained for Los Angeles. And there the they filmed The Count of Monte Cristo and The Sultan's Power, The Roman, and The Carmen. And another thing I wanted to add that was from the book was in regard to the question like how did California with its geological area and culture, why did it bring people over? So on page 300 it says near the 1800s surfing became a big thing. So and also the weather and the beautiful palm trees and the oceans and stuff. So basically, by the late 20th century, California surfers, male and female alike, had become an icon of the California lifestyle, celebrated in song, film, advertising, and other media. So yeah, so that was the start of movies becoming a big thing in the West Coast in California, which makes the reputation of California as time goes on. Okay, so by the 1920s, most production of films were in Hollywood by this time, and from that came all these popular film industries, which some of them you might recognize, such as 20th Century, Warner Brothers, Universal Films, Paramount, and on page 277, Star says that director David Warksmith joined Mary Pickard, her husband Douglas Fairbanks, and comedian Charlie Chaplin to found United Artists. And after that, and as we know, Charlie Chaplin was a very big comedian, and he actually made a lot of films that were really popular. So they probably made the spark for 20th Century Warner Brothers, um, and, and 20th Century Fox to sprout out during through the 1920s and early 1930s. However, Universal, United Artists, and Columbia were standing on their own before that. So yeah, when films were starting out in the 1910s, comedies, tragedies, biblical and historical epics, domestic dramas, and Western movies were favored at the time, as quoted in Starr's book in page 278. However, by the 1920s, films actually exposed Americans to amenities and niceties and dangers of urban life, including adultery and divorce. And and over time, there was a point in Hollywood films where they had more darker things such as racism, political things, and so forth. Some examples of films that were made around that time that were really big and are still big are Dracula, which was made in 1931, Frankenstein, that was also made in 1931, and a fan favorite from most people is Gone with the Wind, 1939, and actually Gone with the Wind actually recasted American experience as an epic of defiance in the face of defeat. So that gave a new insight for people who watched the film. So yeah. So I wanted to end my presentation with some examples of movies that have made probably a good impact in our world today, not just in California but around the world. Some of them I just picked because they're more recent, but some of them I picked because I like these movies. A big example would be Jurassic Park. That's like a classic now, and uh, I think that's like one of the best movies like that came from Universal. So, and The Greatest Showman was a good one. I haven't seen Quiet Place, but I heard it's really good. I just put it there because it was recent, and I heard it's really good. And from Warner Brothers, those are uh, really big movies that made an impact in films, such as The Shining. The Goonies was a good classic. Uh, Gremlins, Batman for DC fans, Iron Giant, and Zodiac. I haven't actually seen Zodiac, but I'm sure it was a good film. So yeah, I just wanted to end it on showing some films that um, these film studios made and how they still make movies that make an impact and show different stories and morals. And I think that starting from California, they made an impact in their films, and they still do, and I think they still will until until they're done. So yeah, so I hope you like my presentation, guys, and I can't wait to see your comments. Okay, bye.